Hi everyone, it's story time today. I've not really had the opportunity to tell everyone how I got to Canada, and I just felt it's very important for me to share that information, and that's because some of you out there may be facing what I faced to be able to get here, or something similar, or something different that you may relate or relate to. So let's start with my story. But before we start, if this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much. I tell you, you're the right channel. Please be kind enough to like, share, and subscribe. For my returning subscribers, please and please keep sharing. Turn on your notification button so you can know when next I drop or whenever I drop a video, so you'll be the first to know. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Okay, welcome back, guys. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Do not forget again to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and yeah, so guys, I joined this company 2009, I guess. At that time, I think I was doing my master's program. Yeah, because I did the whole exam, did the whole interview and stuff like that. And I picked about two departments at that time. The first department, which I was, I didn't really know much of what they were doing. It's just normal. I mean, until you get to an organization, they do a training for you and everything. So you get to know what exactly they're doing in that department. So I just briefly went through what it is about on their website or whatever on the internet though, but I really didn't understand what they were into, but I was fascinated kind of. But I picked that department as my first choice, and then another department which was actually in line with what I wanted exactly as a second choice. Anyways, to cut a long story short, I picked that department and I was able to get in, and everything. However, 1 month into that job in that particular department, I realized that, man, this wasn't it for me. Like, how can I be doing this after 4 years of education in school? I mean, it wasn't just for me. You dress up in suit with your shoes, like correct office shoes, and then you'll be sweating profusely going into there's a place they do, I don't want to go into details of that, but you go into that place and then you're walking up and down looking for sorting for file, bending down, sweating and stuff like that. So I'm like, no, this is not the kind of job I signed up for. Like, no, I really wanted an office job now, not to be looking for file where it's not missing, or to be chasing some sort of cards and stuff like that. So I wasn't really fulfilled with that job. So I spoke with one of my then bosses, and I consider him a boss at that time and a brother. So I spoke with him in confidence, and I told him, bros, because this company I was talking about, they say they're professional, but you dare not call anybody by name. Well, a few of them you could, but this department I am, they're very particular about you calling them brother and sister, and it's a professional company. Okay, anyway, shall I say when you get to Rome, behave like a Roman, right? So I joined the circle and I started calling them sister and brother, So in my mind, I'm like, wow, this is a glorified secondary school, but it's okay. Whatever it is, we'll rock with it, we'll roll with it like that. So I spoke with him. I see him as someone I could talk to. So I called him aside and I told him that, well, bros, that this is not what I was, expecting in this department, and I'm not really fulfilled. This is exactly what I wanted to do. At that time I had I'm not really too sure if I finished. No, I think I just started my master's program in human resources. I said, this is what I wanted, to do. So I'd like to switch to this department. I mentioned it to him. So he was quite frank with me. And he told me, he said, Teemi, I'm not sure this will be very possible because, he said it's not going to be possible. That he can assure me it's not going to be possible. I'm not going to say the manager's name here, but I mean, that was what he told me. Frankly speaking, I was like, why won't it be possible? Like, I just came in like a month ago. I understand, but I mean, you guys said it's an open door policy, and I felt maybe if I could hear my opinions or my concerns to you, you should be able to, talk to the super boss up there. So he was like, no, that he's telling me, he knows what he's saying, like it won't be possible. I'm like, okay, but if I want, I could try. I said, okay, I won't give up, because I don't succumb to failure like that. I'm just gonna, still push it and just talk to like that, I would like to push it that, just talk to the superior, the higher boss at that time, so he said, okay, that's fine. So I think he spoke with the person, and that was on second month, and that was when the whole problem started for me in that department. Oh my god, I tell you guys, I kid you not, guys, from the second month that I entered that company, that's I think I got in April. By May, my life, I became miserable. Like, that was when my mystery started. Like, my woes started in that organization. So I mean, I didn't know. I'm like, this young lady that just finished the service, doing a master's and everything like that. I was like, okay, I just didn't even know. I was very naive because I'm a very, direct person. I tell you what it is, what I supposed to be, and stuff like that. But little did I know that that was the beginning of the problem for me. Anyways, so the lady, the other boss, which is the superior boss, the head of the department, got the wind of the information, and that was it for me. The hatred started. I don't know. I don't know if it was more than that, but anyways, the boss told me that not in a that I would never be able to transition to another department, not when she's in this department. That there are two things. Is either I resign from the company and reapply again, write the exam, and do the whole interview again. Then I can now go to the department where, of course, I wanted, which I know she was going to, press some buttons. Of course, it was going to happen, right? So I knew what she was doing. I knew the prank she was playing and stuff like that. So I said, okay, that's okay, no problem. I was so devastated, and everything. I didn't have a choice. And many of you know, in Nigeria at that time, as a young graduate, I just graduated, I got a job, I secured a job in one of those companies people believe to be good. I don't know if they are still good, but for me, it wasn't all that. But if you're working in that company at that time, man, you are super big, you're a big girl and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, no problem, I'll just keep pushing it. But I tried, still talking to the other boss I confided in the first time. I tried to talk to other managers as well. I also spoke with the head of department of the units, the department I wanted to go to. And the boss there, it was a guy. It was like, oh, Teemi, I have no problem with you. The only problem is with your head of department. If your head of department, your boss, is willing to say you should transfer, you're more than welcome to come to my unit. Then I said, I don't know what to do. I tried all my best. First year went by, second year, the whole issues, any little thing, they'll pick on me with things I didn't do, what I didn't, they'll just pick on me unnecessarily, I don't know what to do. I just kept going and going. I wasn't happy. I was living in Ogba at that time, and this office was at Ikoyi. So I would drive all the way. I still drive all the way, and I got married, had a child. I had my first child then. I almost even lost that child, during that process and stuff like that. But I was going, managing myself. I have a friend, not even she's in Canada here as well. She would talk to me and say to me, it's okay, just hang in there, let's just try and see if you can get somewhere else. So I said, okay. On the second year, I started looking for other opportunities out there. I started sending my resume out and stuff like that. But most of the jobs I saw then there were also on the highland, Ikoyi. And I at that point, I was just even tired. I didn't want to come to Ikoyi again. I was looking for jobs on the mainland. But I know most of those big companies are either at Ikoyi or VI. So it was really a tough one for me. So, and then she just made my life, that boss just made my life a living hell in that company. She started painting me bad, started saying all sorts of things about me. When they're having evaluation meetings, she would say so many nasty things about me. But coincidentally, I will still get promoted, every year. So I think once someone even walked up to me and said, wow, why is your boss always saying something bad about you? I think I heard that they brought that up in the meeting, that you're always saying this person is this, person is this, but she keeps getting promoted. So what is happening? I don't know. I think they asked my boss that question, but I don't know what answer she gave. But that information came out. Grapevine. Every organization, there's grapevine. You always hear one thing. Anyway, she got that promotion every year. How I get that promotion, I don't even know. How I got all those promotions, I really don't know, to be honest with you, because I thought the boss was going to really, go to that level of not making me, getting that promotion. Maybe she does, I don't know. I'm never in that. Maybe the boss does, but I'm never in that meeting with them anyways. Well, maybe some people fight, I don't know, to be honest with you, but that's the information I got that time, that they had to ask the boss that why are you always picking on this person and this person keeps getting promoted and everything like that. To cut a long story short, I eventually got a breakthrough on this, I think, second going to the third year, when I was seconded to a company, another company. Before that secondment, I have a friend who I said is here as well, and she used to be the one championing that account, and then she was going on vacation, and they told me, oh, I was the next girl on the same level, but she was like a few months ahead of me. So they was like, oh, Timmy, you need to go shadow her so you can learn, because she's going on vacation, so you can replace her for that period of time. So I said, okay, I'll go. So the first day we went there to the organization. So we had so many, because we work with expatriates, help them get all these stuff for them to just remain in country. So different kind of passports that day. And I said to her when we were talking, I said, since I brought out the US passport, I brought out the UK, I brought out Australia, I brought out New Zealand and Canada. Some of those five passports, I told her, you know what? I'm not going to the US. I'm not going to the UK. I'm certainly going to either Australia, New Zealand, or Canada. She looked at me and said, are you okay? And I said, in fact, I'm not going to Australia because it's so far, and I'm not going to New Zealand. I'm going to this Canada. And I said, mark my word today. So she was like, Timmy, are you okay? I said, okay, let's just see. So anyways, let's not do that. So I did that, and I shadowed her, and eventually started working there. From there, I was able to, make friends, and they liked my work in the organization there and stuff like that. Eventually, I was able to apply to get a position in that organization, and they hired me. And that was like running into the third year of my employment with this with the first company, right? So they hired me. I was so happy that, God, thank you. Who would have thought? And this place where they hired me, the office was now in Ikeja, and I was living in Ogba. And meanwhile, the first company was at Ikoyi, and they were moving further down to VI. And me, I told them, I was just like, I told them, my friend, that if these people are moving in March, I am not moving with them. I had already told her that would be the draw for me. Like, I'm not going to go with everything I'm going through. I'm not still going to move further down to VI with them. Like, I can't handle it. And then the stress of the boss, the way I'm being treated, the way I'm being, it wasn't just so nice, and I couldn't just cope. I was just going to resign if I did not get another job. I was telling my friend, and I was like, and so that was it. So I gave myself ultimatum March, and they were supposed to move down March 2012. So ultimatum was like, when they are moving, I'm not moving. But coincidentally, I got a job with that company. So I was really excited. I had to keep it to myself. I spoke to my husband, said, just keep it calm, keep it on the low, just drop your resignation, and everything. So I dropped my resignation, I think it was January. I dropped my resignation in January. So 3 months was already counting. They accepted my resignation, funny enough, but I never knew the boss started snooping in. She wanted to know why I was resigning. I mean, the boss wanted to know why I was resigning. So I'm like, I never knew anything was going on behind me, because I'd already dropped resignation around January, because I was supposed to, no, is it January? Yeah, January. Was it December? I'm not even sure. December period, because we were supposed to give at least 3 months. I know I gave 3 months, and I dropped my resignation. But I never knew the boss, boss of the present place I was working, started, going behind my back to know exactly where I was going to. I didn't even know. I was just, casually so happy. My morale changed. Maybe she wasn't happy that this guy is so happy and everything. So everything about me just changed. I was so happy. I was counting down to the last day I was going to be working in that organization. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I got a call from my new company that my boss came over to their office and was actually like more like fighting them and saying, why did they hire me? I'm like, oh, why? Why would she do that? I mean, why would the boss do that? And the HR department there said that they don't have any reason why not to hire me, because they don't have a contract stating that they should not hire anybody seconded to that organization. So I said, yeah, that's right. It's also not in my offer letter and stuff like that. So I don't understand, why would the boss be fighting that I got a job that was, of course, by the way, paying 3 times my salary as at then. 3 times my salary as at then. So who wanted to get it? I was getting 3 times the salary I was being paid. And again, it was closer to my house on the mainland. It's not everybody that likes the island. I personally don't like it. You know, the traffic, the driving and everything. I never liked it. So but I just had to do it. So why would this person be fighting the HR department that they breached the contract and stuff? I'm like, oh, and they told the boss that, oh no, they didn't breach anything. There was no there was no contract between them stating that whoever they second to the organization cannot be employed. So they put their feet down. And funny enough, the lawyer, the HR there also has some legal understanding and everything. So I guess they didn't have a case. The boss tried all means to make sure that they terminate my offer, because the new company told me that they said that she's insisting that they should that the new company I was going to work with said, let me just say company B now, said that company A, which was my boss, was asking that they terminate my offer letter. The offer they've already extended to me, which I've accepted and signed. I was just waiting to resume a match. That the boss is asking that they terminate it. I'm like, wow. What have I done to this person, for goodness sake? You've ruined me already. You've soiled my name. You've tried so much to, bring me down, but I'm not the kind of person to just succumb to that. I would even be moving. Not so many people understood what I was going through in that department. I'm sure they just hear what they want to hear, or and the organization the management in that organization would never give you the opportunity to speak up. So whatever your boss says is the final. I mean, I don't understand how that is open organization. Really, it was really depressing for me. It was a depressing moment for me. I don't know how I survived all those 3 years in that organization. I don't know how I was able to. It was traumatic for me. But anyways, the company B refused and said, no, it's not done. That what if they did that and I go and sue them? Me, who am I even going to sue in Nigeria? Who sues who? Anyways, I just felt God was just using those people for me, and I think the managing director was like, oh no, that's not going to happen. The HR and all of them said, no, that's not going to happen. So they called me and told me this was what was going on. Wow. Then she became so hostile, more hostile. She tried to pin on me that I stole a passport, and I'm like, with the boss and some caucus in the department, and I'm like, whoa, are you guys kidding? So it's no more, oh, because I want to switch to a department, so it's now I'm stealing your passport. Are you serious? What passport do I want to steal? Like, yo, are you kidding me? I've traveled so many places before even coming to that place. Anyways, so what is it that I want to steal about the passport? I was so upset that day, and I told them, don't even play these pranks on me. Like, it's not gonna work. And I called out the other staff that was involved. Don't be a bait. Don't let this boss use you. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take this lightly with you guys. That's a no-no for me. Any other thing fine, but stealing, hell no. Don't tell me that. So eventually they stole the passport, and still they didn't apologize. So but I didn't take that as an offense anyway. So I was so happy because company B stood their ground and said, no, it's not done that way. The employment law doesn't, allow them to terminate. Contract has already been extended to me, and I've already accepted that they can't do that. And so I have to proceed to start work. That if I choose to say, okay, I don't want to work with them, then that's a different thing. But after that, if they want a contract stating that they shouldn't hire anybody that comes from their company, they're fine and good. That's okay. But as this is speak, that there was nothing like that, no agreement and everything, and offer is firm. I'm like, thank you. So anyways, the only thing is that while all this was happening, she was also, while all those issues was going on, apparently the boss was also behind in my main company, trying to see how to destroy me completely. Now I didn't see that coming at all, because of course I was almost like few days away, like a week away, to going finally, and then suddenly they came. I don't know who brought the letter, the HR and everything. They came with the boss, escorted them with some security. I'm not even sure. I saw the mail or something like that. I don't even know. They just said, "Oh, pack your laptop and everything," and they gave me a letter and told me, "Okay, sign, blah blah blah." I'm like, what's happening? I read the letter. I didn't know whether I should start crying. And that was it. I just said to me to just leave. I'm talking about few days. That's about February 26th, and I think this 24, 26, and my last day for that company was supposed to be 28 or so, and that I should leave the company and I've been fired, blah blah blah, la la la, la la la, and I smiled. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. The department I was supposed to go with was right in front of me. I'm sure people were just looking like, I don't know. I'm sure they were all talking and everything, but I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know what that boss has said so much about me. The management didn't give me the opportunity to even talk or say anything. I felt so horrible. I felt so sad. I got home, I cried. For those few days, I cried so much. But that didn't stop me. I resumed vibrant again. Nobody knew anything was going on with me. I resumed. The HR was like, "Am I okay?" I said, "I'm okay." My new boss at the company B was like, "Oh my God, Captain, thank you so much." Mr. Femi, thank you. Mr. Yemi, thank you so much, guys. You guys were the pillar that brought back joy into my life in a work environment. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for standing for the truth. So I went back to work. I started, myself. I started, becoming myself again, and stuff like that. Anyway, when I started work, I had my own office. So I was working with the manager. I was working with the executive director, at that time. So I was with the management team. So it was really fun for me. It was fun. It was a very fantastic moment for me. So, I settled in and stuff like that. But before then, my plan was to come to Canada. So I had already written my IELTS exam. I had my West report and everything. So I needed a reference letter. I spoke with the HR, and I told them that I kind of knew this was not going to work. Like, I'm not sure these people will be willing to give me a reference letter that I worked with them, considering what happened and how the end of the thing turned out. So the HR was like, why don't you just try it? Try. Like, it's not so, that life isn't that hard, that if you apply to for the company and say you are going, that they shouldn't take offense at that. I said, that's you. I said, this person in particular never liked me from the onset because I said I was going to transition to another department, and she made my life really hell, in that organization. And I'm sure many people didn't understand and many people didn't know that. But so she was like, wow. I said, okay, just try. So they gave me some few hours to go. That I think was in Friday. So I went and I tried to talk to them that I needed a reference. I even still greeted her, "Good afternoon, ma," stuff like that, and stuff like that. Oh my God. So I went there and I greeted everybody, stand look, the way they were just looking and stuff like, what's my own? I didn't even care because I was so happy. You can tell, you could read my expression. I was so happy, very different from the normal teammate that used to work in this organization. I was so happy when I got there. So I'm sure they were like, okay, this one is here. What does she want? So I'm like, oh, I needed a reference letter. I said, oh, so the boss was like, oh no, that is not in that person's place. That's the boss place too. That, according to what they told me, that's the boss herself telling me that not in that they can't give me such in this department. I should go and meet the HR, or I should go and meet they didn't even direct me to HR. They said I should go and meet the senior managers or something like that. I went there. Apparently they were tossing me because they're all the same carcass. The manager and the manager and the manager and the one that called himself a Christian. Anyways, the HR tossed me. So I went there. I stayed there for so long. While I was there, my office people were like, "Alpha, any luck?" I said, "No luck." Eventually, I had to leave because they left me there. The guy, I don't even know his name again. Anyway, he came out and was like, "Oh, that I should tell the immigration people, the people that need the reference, that the IRCC, that they should reach out to them, that they will give me the reference. And I looked at them and I smiled. And I said, okay, thank you so much, sir. And I left. So I got to work and I explained everything that happened. And the HR manager was like, man, that woman, like, I can't even tell. Like, why? What did you do to her? I said, I never did anything to this lady. If she says I have done something to her, I'm more than welcome to, come on the table to sit with her right now for her to tell me, Teemi, this is what you did. And to be honest with you, I'm so more than ready to, to have that dialogue with her. So I want her to pinpoint what exactly I did to her. The only issue here was that because I came into that department, I said that this is not what I saw myself doing, and that I want to move to another department. That was the beginning of my problem in that organization. And they said I shouldn't have done that. I'm like, I don't understand. It's an open policy. You should be able to, transition between each department. Life isn't that hard, right? So I told them HR. So the HR manager was like, okay, what can they do to help me? That is it okay if they write a letter and say, okay, that they were the ones that hired me, that they write it on the letter, that they were the ones that hired me from that organization. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. That because they will need the reference letter, what I was doing, my job duties and everything, that's all I need. That since they said they won't give me that, I will just close that chapter. And that was in 2012. So I decided that, okay, that's it. God doesn't want me to go to Canada at this point. So I'm just going to close the chapter. So everything we just went to waste. IELTS, expires every 2 years. So I just left it. By the time it was 2014, my spouse was like, Alpha, you've just forgotten about this whole Canada thing and stuff like that. I think it's high time we started, working on it again. I said, what, my morale just dropped. And since that incident, I'm not sure I really want to go back again. Anyway, we now try to encourage me, okay, that let us go this one down. We started again. Anyways, in 2015, this new company I was working with, I requested the reference letter. People, within a day, 24 hours. Alan Grant, thank you wherever you are. Within a day, I didn't even see them. Within a day, they issued me a reference letter. Reference letter that took it took additional 3 years for me to get that right, but it's okay. Maybe God didn't want me to go at that time. But it took within 24 hours for them to give me that letter. Within 24 hours, I got my reference letter without stress and everything. It was just a mail, like issue Teemi this, whatever. That's it. Approved. And they gave me that letter. And of course, I already had my master's and everything at that time. So, and I just applied for the expression. Of course, I had to write the IELTS again. So at that time, the score had increased, but I had to do what I had to do, so I passed. And then I applied, and within 4 months, yay! I got my PR, guys. I was so happy. I cried. I was like, God, maybe it took me another 3 years for me to, settle in, to get over, what happened to me. But I'm happy the new organization helped me a lot, to be honest with you, because if they had terminated my employment, the offer they had given me, I won't be in Canada today. I won't even be here to speak to say the story. I'll probably be somewhere in Nigeria. And, they would have terminated my offer, and this company here would still be giving me a bad reference, if I ever wanted them for another organization. So I just want to thank God and thank my bosses. That's because of you I'm right where I am today. Because if that boss has succeeded, my life won't be what it is today. I was traumatized for 3 years in that organization. I don't know how I survived it. I was traumatized. I was bullied. It was really terrible. But I'm here today and I'm thanking God because I survived it. I'm thanking God because God used some other good bosses to help me bring me back to my normal self, to my happy place. I had a wonderful, experience at the new organization. I worked there for 3 years as well, before coming to Canada. And I can tell you something. Those were my wonderful bosses. There's no place that doesn't have their toxicity. But this company here, I don't know. I just don't understand how some people say they're professional and they don't treat people in a professional manner. Like, if you say you're professional, you have open door policy, please exhibit it. Actualize it. It's not just by name, and I'm sure their counterparts, in the other parts of the world don't behave like this, but maybe this is just peculiar to the human beings working in that organization, So there's, and it's everywhere in some organization, but in every organization it is everywhere, but this was just to an extreme at which the length at which you're willing to destroy somebody's life, defamation of character and stuff like that, just for what? Just because that person said she's moving it to a different department. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Let's not forget that whatever you sow, you will reap. Okay? I hope she gets to see this video. Maybe our kids, or our colleagues, or our friends. But somehow, I'm sure she'll see this video. If you see this video, please pray for forgiveness. That was just too much. But God didn't let you have your way. And I'm thankful for where I am now. I found peace that I've spoken about this now. I found peace, and I'm just going to leave everything to God. Okay, guys, so that's about my story, from the first rejection of reference letter to becoming a citizen. How now? Jesus she, Baba Mimo she, thank you to you, Teemi. Let them know my she. Let them know she. Okay, guys, thank you so much. That's my story, and that's how I was able to get to Canada. It was a very rough one for me, but you know what? I don't accept defeat. Failure is not an option for me. When I set my eyes on something, I will get it. I'm a go-getter. So you guys should also be a go-getter. Don't let anything limit you. If you have a goal, you want to achieve it, please follow it through. Don't let hearsay. Don't let anybody say, oh, this is not the way. You are not going to get there. No, prove them wrong. I've proven them wrong. I've proven that boss wrong. And I'm sure right now she's not so happy about it. But you know what? When God says you get to a destination, you get to that destination. I'm not saying Canada is heaven for me, but at least it's what I wanted. It was a goal I was working towards, and I achieved it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. God bless you. If you liked my story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much.